If you watched my last JoJo video where I analyzed 42 male character outfits, then you helped that video blow the fuck up. I am still so flabbergasted by the response. So needless to say, part 2 unlocked. Let's talk female JoJo fashion. Hola, my name is X, and I like to experiment with fashion as well as talk about whatever the hell I want on social media whenever I feel like it. And in this video, I'm going to take a similar approach that I did with the male character outfit video and just explore and analyze some of the most interesting female character outfits from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series. If you haven't watched part 1, I'll link it up here, I believe. I give a very quick background on the series as well as the very talented creator, Hirohiko Araki. And then I literally just go character by character and analyze the outfits and the different clothing pieces and explain what I like, what I don't like, and what just makes them so fascinating. I've always known that the JoJo series is very male dominated, but just to validate that notion, I went through the wiki pages for male characters versus female characters and added up the total mainish kind of characters, most prominent characters, within the 8 main parts. And you may not be surprised, but I was surprised to discover that there are 199 male characters versus 71 female characters. That's a pretty significant discrepancy. When comparing the fashion between both genders, I will say that the female fashion kind of pales in comparison to the men's. The men's is much more interesting, diverse, and the women's feels overall a little bit tame, but there are obviously some standout characters. And I was able to identify 19 female character outfits that I wanted to discuss. So before we dive in, let's just review some of the quick setup and structure for this video. The criteria remains the same for these outfit selections. Would I wear the outfits? Because I mean, fashion has no gender. Or could I see myself buying maybe this outfit for a female figure in my life? And does the outfit have some sort of distinguishing characteristic or really strong statement clothing piece that helps sets it apart from the other characters within the series? And then as far as the structure, completely the same as the male character outfit video where I organize the outfits based on parts and order those parts based on how many of the looks within each of those parts resonated with me the most. So without further ado, let's talk outfits. Kicking it off with Stardust Crusaders, which is the 3rd part within the JoJo series. Starting with Midler. Now at first glance, you might think that there's really not much going on here, but coordination is the keyword that makes her outfit really work. I love how the head wrap coordinates with the mask, with the skirt, all like this nice loose flowy fabric. I like how the top coordinates with the bracelets, with the arm bands, with the heels, with the leg wrap. I love a scantily clad assassin character. Maybe that's my male bias coming in. I just feel like it gives a lot of confidence, a lot of feminine power. And quickly rounding out this section, we have Mariah. I like how her outfit's a little bit of the opposite, where we have a bit more cover up and a bit more mystery in terms of her style, with that hooded top, crop top, just to give some of that body confidence. And I really like when women wear like sheer black pantyhose or stockings. I feel like even if the look is kind of casual in the case of this one, it still gives it some sophistication. The skirt has some interesting kind of like dangling tassel pieces on it, which just gives it a little more kind of elements to look at, a little more visually appealing. But I will say I like the manga version better. I love a purple color palette. We now quickly move into Diamond is Unbreakable, which is the 4th part within the JoJo series. Tomoko's style and variety kind of reminds me of Rohan's, just with less body confidence, this coordinated jacket and skirt set. I love when a jacket has some asymmetry to it, where it fastens or buttons on like one side of the chest versus in the middle. I like the pattern of that kind of overall green. I love the lining with the yellow and the black. It just really stands out boldly against that overall green color. But the favorite look that I have is where she's wearing like this blue strapless dress and it's belted, similar to a belted jacket look. I love a belted dress look. And just like Mariah, she's wearing like these black pantyhose, sheer stockings, which easily elevates the look. It could have looked a lot more casual otherwise. Then we have Raimi. I debated on including this because I think the look is a little pedestrian, not in a derogatory manner, but I think what really stood out to me was the pink arm wraps or the pink sleeves and how it just gives a little kind of the cutout feel and vibe to the shoulders and just how it coordinates well with like the sandal shoes that she has and a little bit of the bow action that she has around more of the skirt of the dress. It's overall a fresh color. It's cute. It's simple. We now move into Golden Wind, which is the 5th part within the JoJo series, and there's literally only one character that we're looking at here. which is Trish. I love how her top is a little asymmetrical as well, just with one strap going up, but then wrapping around the neck with a little bit of a pattern that coordinates with the skirt. Very smart design there, but it's the skirt that's literally serving the whole look here. Love the pattern. I don't like too much like intricate, tiny little patterns. This is big blocks of a pattern, not too crazy of a color palette. And I do like how the boots are brown and they're tall boots. I like a knee-high boot, but they could have been black, which I feel like would have made the look a little dull, honestly, a little flat. But the brown adds just a nice extra bit of color to diversify the palette that we're working with here. Advancing into Steel Ball Run, which is the 7th part within the JoJo series, we're definitely getting some more interesting looks here. Starting with Lucy Steele, I thought she was like the female version of Funny Valentine. Loving the color palette, which really echoes his a bit with pretty much the dominant pink. I'm biased there because that's my favorite color. I like how she has these little flowers right in the corners by her shoulders, which kind of connects these really interesting sleeves that echo the flowiness and a little bit of the roundedness and volume of the overall kind of dress that she's wearing. And I just think the stockings are cute, more in a cute way versus like the pantyhose or sheer stockings. Next we have hot pants. The helmet is what really carries the look and sets the tone for the style. It's giving very imperial. I've never used that word to describe an outfit before. I like that it's overall a slouchy striped bodysuit, one of the very few bodysuits that we have within the female outfits. I like that the dress is pink and it coordinates with, really, it's not even boots, it's like leg coverings. Lots of gold decoration. The helmet has like some black fur with like the fur arm or elbow pads that coordinate well with that. Next we have Sugar Mountain, immediately loving the color palette. The bonnet always reminds me of Lolita's style, and I'm not always the biggest fan of that because it could just come across a little too cutesy for my taste, but I like that hers feels a little more everyday. Arm wraps and the print there coordinate well with her stockings. Almost like a cheetah or leopard print. I just like all the different shades of purple going on. It does give dimension to it, just because you feel like there's so many different layers going on and so many different components. This now brings us to Jojolion, which is the 8th part within the JoJo series. First we have Hato. I think that the outfit is obviously very straightforward. Like I was saying with hot pants, there's very few bodysuits. I like the kind of wavy arrow effect in the front of the suit, and in one image that kind of is mirrored with the collar. So just the subtle details that just kind of pop against the overall solid color of the suit. I do like that there's not a tall boot here. The heels are just enough to let the suit really be the focal point and just like how she looks in it and really looking at her silhouette and form. And continuing that arrow trend, we have Mitsuba. The arrows are really what make it, because we get the arrow in the front and then we get it on the wrists as well. So just giving us more coordination. And then we just have like these bows and then just some lining with green and the belt's green. And I just feel like green and pink are very nice, strong complementary colors in that regard to really help each other pop. The long flowy skirt, which again gives movement, drama for what is an overall more kind of simplified outfit. Daya's outfit is super cute, super adorable. I'm not the biggest fan of like animal ears. I do think it can take away from a bit of the quality of the outfit depending on how you're wearing it. But in this case it does, and I think it complements it very well because the really cute sleeveless pink dress, loving the pink once again, and then the belt around it. Like I was saying, I love a belted dress. The stockings are cute. It's like darker and then some extra sheer. I don't really know, but I'm loving that kind of striped design. And I do feel like that kind of echoes and goes into the shoes well. Then we have Kato. Her dress is so fun. That's just like the best word. Loving the purple. It is a walking statement piece. The breast area is different from the sleeves and the majority of the upper body. Then we have like some tassels giving us texture. I don't know why Miss Frizzle's like the first person I thought of when I saw this, like in the best way. Miss Frizzle was kind of serving with the dresses in the Magic School Bus, and I feel like she's giving us a very fantastical, out there kind of dress. But there's something about Yasuho's outfit that just hits different, similar to how Trish's skirt was really carrying. This skirt is carrying with the roses or flowers, just absolutely adorning it. It just gives so much texture and dimension. They went casual with some kind of bunch socks and sneakers, which I would initially think that might cheapen a look, but in this case, it's the perfect contrast to what we have going on with the top and the skirt. And I think that that actually gives it more versatility because we see that it could be dressed down in a more casual capacity, but it could easily be dressed up with the right stockings or shoes. Moving on to Stone Ocean, which is the 6th part within the JoJo series. These ladies are definitely representing. Starting with Mew Mew, this look is a hot mess and it takes a real one to rock something like this. It's giving Gaga, all right? The top is this interesting texture with these little pom-poms that look like eyeballs, which is really weird, but is kind of interesting. The skirt is like the most tame thing on here. And then we have the stockings, which I thought were polka dots, but they're actually cutouts, which makes them more interesting. And I'm just like, girl, those are like tabby boots, which I hate tabby boots, but it just makes sense within this overall outfit. Mismatchy all over the place. This is fashion. Then we have Mirashon, which I definitely feel like I'm saying that wrong. First things first, I don't like camo. And I'm not gonna say that I even like it in this, but I will say that it works because it's a muted, darker neutral, especially with the brown boots, that really helps the top thrive, which is I think what really makes this look. Love the crop, finally getting some more female crop action going on here with like that striped white shirt, which I think the stripes are an interesting contrast and complement to the more rounded patchiness of the camouflage. Then we have Hermes. I thought this was a guy character. I didn't like fully like analyze the body parts, which I think this androgyny is such a strong statement with this look. It's so assertive. That was just the only word I could keep coming up with. The golden armbands around the biceps are assertive. The sharp tapering to the top is assertive. I also love how the top is sleeveless, but then like there's a turtleneck coming out from the V, which if the turtleneck wasn't there, we could get some great peekaboo with some cleavage and some chest. Then we have Gwess. I almost want to say lose the jacket, but I feel like the jacket provides an interesting cover up on the top that mirrors like the boots at the bottom. Like they're both covering just enough to really help the stripes and the crop top really shine. I love how the green does pop against what is predominantly like a purple bluish palette, but those boots, it's the boots for me. It's print and blocking all done in a very well cohesive way. But can't talk Stone Ocean female fashion without talking about Jolene, of course. At first, the print was a lot for me, I'm not gonna lie. But after learning that like there's some duality with like the butterfly and like the spider web kind of situation going on, and just how cybernetic the print in the pants and the boots look especially, that completely won me over and just helped me better appreciate her look. I don't like the jacket over it. I feel like it takes away from the strength. Love the studs going on towards the calves. And I love how the top has like some straps that connect to the pants. But we're looping back around all the way to Phantom Blood to round this out, which is the first part of the JoJo series, because Lisa is the GOAT. She's the blueprint. She's giving us diversity. She's giving us high class. She's giving us elite. Let me break it down. First of all, love one of her main looks within the manga, where she has like this big oversized coat with the sleeves rolled up, the scarves, she's the queen of scarves. It's just such a dominant masculine look, but she's such a beautiful feminine character that she really roots it in some strong feminine flair. I love another look where it's like a cream coordinated set with like a suit jacket or blazer with a skirt. My favorite look is where she's wearing like this mini dress kind of thing with black stockings. I told you, black stockings are pantyhose, which immediately elevate this look. She has these long gloves on, which are so debonair. And then I also like that she doesn't have tall boots because the heels are really what cinch just like this pretty feminine touch to the look. She is so attractive. Let me know what you think on the character outfits that I covered in this video. I will say that I was honestly a little underwhelmed in kind of going through these. While these girlies definitely gave us some strong looks and outfits, I just feel like Araki had a huge missed opportunity here. I definitely have, I think, a couple more videos coming up as far as like the JoJo series is concerned. I do want to preface that I will be talking about fashion in more than just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and more than just anime. We're talking video games, general TV or media or real life people, if that tickles my fancy, but always love to hear your suggestions and would love to know what you think. So until the next video, I'll talk to you later.